Thank you for tuning in to Something Good is About to Happen. I'm Dr. Sugar Trask of Scar Free Ministries, a ministry of healing, restoration, deliverance, and the prophetic. And I am celebrating my birthday month. The actual day is February 9th, but I'm starting today, so when this is aired, y'all can still wish me another happy birthday. But I have a live group band that's in the house this evening. Their name is Worship Experience Live Facebook. And they've been in music ministry for the past 3 years. And the founder is Marcus Mentor. And I just want to bring them on, and they're going to just minister to you. And let us welcome Worship Experience Live. She has been such an inspiration to me with a subject and a topic that I had no knowledge, the deep knowledge that I now have about, and that is the disease of lupus. Now, I pray for people with lupus, but just basically the pain in the joints and the swelling, but never really knowing and understanding how it does affect the entire body. So she has impressed me so, and God working through her, that we're going to actually have a complete month in May for people that have overcome the disease, someone who is actually physically dealing with the disease currently, and then just to bring the awareness to what is lupus. So at this time, I would like to introduce to you Christine Gibson. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
for
me.
taking out your time and being so transparent and open about this and how it affects the body. Yes. So first of all, what is lupus?
Well, lupus itself is an autoimmune disorder. It's been around for 60 plus years. They don't know exactly when, but it's been around long enough. And lupus being the autoimmune disorder, your immune system was originally made up to protect you from bacteria like the flu, pneumonia, and things like that. But with lupus, it is confused. So therefore, it attacks all your healthy tissue. Therefore, all the things it's supposed to kill thinks it's a friend, and all the things it's supposed to protect thinks it's the enemy and tries to kill. That's why it hits everybody differently, from your lungs, your kidneys, your brain, so on and so forth.
So when were you first detected that you had lupus? At what age?
My mother had an idea about it when I was younger, but it wasn't until after I graduated high school in 97. I was diagnosed in 97. So yeah, I just told my age. I guess my shirt tells it too though. But yes, so that's when I was first detected. I was living in California. My parents are divorced. So I was living with my father in California right after I graduated. And one evening I had a hard time breathing. And I just felt like my body was getting completely weak. I could almost barely walk. And my mother being in Texas, she's an LVN. My first response is call your mama. See what she say. Just call your mama. She gonna make it all better. So she immediately tells me to hang up and dial 911. And it was so bad that I had to make sure the front door was open that they could even get to me. And as I was going to the hospital, I was going in and out. And I knew that because every time I opened my eyes, I saw the mountains, which are gorgeous. And then I'd be out. And then I ended up in the hospital. And then I was out. And then when I woke up again, my mother was there. So you can imagine how long I was out, with her coming straight from Texas. Mm-hmm. But when they got me to the hospital, my body was literally shutting down on me.
And so how long did you stay in the hospital?
I stayed in the hospital. I lost days, so I couldn't give you exact day. I want to say about maybe a week or two I was in the hospital. I might have been in there. No, I want to say about a week or two, because my mother ended up bringing me back to Texas after that. Now, the doctors didn't even want to test me for lupus because they said I didn't have enough biomarkers to show that I had lupus. But my mother has lupus. So she was looking at all the different symptoms and she made them test me. And I thank God for the mother that I have because of her, I'm here today. So she made them test me, and when they did, it came back positive. And so they gave me the proper medications and my body started coming back too. So, but it was just horrible. Anybody who's been to the hospital knows that when you get an IV, usually an IV stays one IV, two at the most. I had one maybe every 2-3 hours while I was in the hospital because my veins kept popping.
So then in being treated for this, young women or women in general that become pregnant, is there a test now that you can take even prior to the delivery of the baby to see if your baby is affected with lupus?
No.
Nothing.
No. You actually have to wait and see what's going to happen with that child, what kind of symptoms they're going to show. Because they keep saying they don't know if it's hereditary or it's by your environment. Because some people get it, like whole families have it, and then somebody might go to a different environment and all of a sudden show the signs of lupus.
So how do they regenerate the cells, or regenerate to where your immune system is back healthy?
They're still doing a lot of tests on that to see how the cells can regenerate for that. But it's based on, like, a lot of doctors are starting to come out now saying, based on what you eat and how you exercise. Because if you keep in mind, they put a lot of chemicals in the food that we eat.
Yes, they do.
And that affects our body. And a lot of people don't realize how much that chemical affects your body. Everybody differently, but it does affect your body, what you intake. What you intake is what you give out.
So as growing up, what's some of the things that you did to cover up, to mask, to try to be like all the other young girls?
Well, I didn't get detected till after school, but I was active. I was in track. My dad made sure that I was in something because he was military, so I had to do something. I couldn't sit at home, So I was a very active child. My mother said I was just one of those kids that just would not sit still. I had my own little personality running everywhere, But she said every now and then I just showed those symptoms where I was just tired. She had the little joke, we're going to tell Santa Claus to bring you all new body parts because there was always something that was hurting. Yeah.
So it's painful.
Very painful.
Would you say this is anything like sickle cell?
Sickle cell is a cousin. It is a very close cousin to it. Something that I went through while I was going through my battle is I would wake up with severe pain in my head, like sharp pain, and it would go all the way down to my feet. And I had to learn how to live with that. So it was not something that went away. I just had to learn how to maintain living with pain.
And what are some of the things that you did or you used to maintain this?
I prayed
pain?
a lot. I prayed a lot. I prayed. Let me tell the dark side of my story. Okay, so I went to the doctor a lot. I was in and out of the hospital, so they gave me a lot of different medications, especially pain medication. And I would take a lot of that, and I would drink wine. I'm a wine drinker, so I take my medication, I drink my wine, and it would help. It would literally help me through my day. Where I could actually, sometimes I would be able to get out of the bed and be like, okay, I can function to at least try to work, because I was on my own and I had to be able to keep the roof over my head. It wasn't always successful because I was homeless at a point, but I just had to learn my body and what I had to do to make one step in front of the other, one step in front of the other. And I try to encourage people to learn theirs.
So in doing this, were you ever addicted to any of the pain medication?
I want to say no, but looking back, you have to say yes, because at a point in time when you go through so much pain, it begins to mess with your mental, and so it's a lot of times some of the pain is in your mind. And when I look back, some of that pain was in my mind when I was going through my depression at that time, because you go through, like I said, I just got out of high school. I was free, You're free. You're supposed to be able to get up and move and live your life and things like that. So it was very depressing when every time I tried to get up and move and I landed right back on my behind. So I went from house to house, living with all the relatives, living in a shelter and things like that. So my pain that I thought I was having physically was in my head when I look back on it now. And a lot of people didn't understand that because they couldn't tell the difference. Well, I couldn't tell the difference, so I couldn't blame them for not being able to tell the difference. But that does make you kind of addicted to the medication. I'm in pain. I got to be able to make it through my day. I got a job to go to. I got to do something. I can't lay on myself and lay on my back all day. So yes, I did get kind of addicted to the medication and to the wine because it gives you that high where you don't have to worry about anything.
So now you have been lupus free for how long?
I have been lupus free for the last 5 years. Yes.
Was there any surgery involved?
I'm high risk for surgery. They will not do surgery on me. They tried several times where they was like, well, we don't know what's going to be the outcome. Call your family, say goodbye, do what you do. So they will not touch me with a knife. So the only thing I know is the prayer that I had and God speaking to me and what I needed to do to make my body whole.
Since this, what have you started? How are you helping the community with becoming aware of this lupus?
God has given me a platform to be able to tell people about my testimony, my struggles that I went through, and how I overcame them. With trusting God. I know everybody says pray, pray, pray. You do pray, but pray without action, pray without works is dead, right?
Right.
When I actually listened to God for Him, to tell me different things I had to do, push back the pork chops. It was a little too much for me. And change my diet. I couldn't work out like everybody else, but I can walk. So with that, He gave me a platform and said, this is what I need you to do, and this is how I need you to do it. So right now, I do vision board events where I tell my testimony to people and let them know your issues are not the end. You started here, but that's not where you have to end up. There is a purpose in your pain. So I do that, and I make it an interactive type of thing with the vision board and how to accomplish your goals realistically. Not just be a dreamer, but be a doer.
You mentioned vision board. How is that helping? I know it's something that's trending right now, vision boards, but how did that help you?
Visually, I had to see exactly what it is God wanted me to do. I had to be able to listen and pinpoint exactly how he wanted me to do it and where he wanted me to go. Now, he said he would give me what I wanted, but he had to give me what I needed first in order to get what I want. So with the vision board, he showed me how to do step by step, bringing him the glory the whole way. And on the other end, I got what I wanted.
And you've been doing the vision board for how long now?
Well, the vision board I started just at the end of last year.
Amazing,
Yes.
amazing. Look at the camera. And, oh, before you even do that, you have such a beautiful name, Zarel, that you're using. And how did that name come about?
Through my struggles, I hit rock bottom a lot. And the one thing that I depended on more than anything in life, because I always found myself by myself in a corner, I depended on God. He was my rock. And Zarel means the Lord is my rock. And that's something I live by on a daily basis. And I have to remind myself, sometimes we have to remind ourselves who our rock is. You know, what is it that we need to turn to be positive in life? Because we focus so much on the negative stuff that sometimes we forget the positive, you know? So this helps me to remind me, God got you.
Yeah.
That's your rock.
Yeah.
You lean on him.
Are you pain-free?
I am pain-free.
Praise God. And what do you have up and coming? What's for 2018?
Oh my goodness. 2018 is already becoming a prosperous year, and I'm so grateful and humbled to what God is showing me and what he's doing. I have a nonprofit called the Gibson Lupus Resource Center, and what we do in that organization is we have several events that are coming up because we are promoting other lupus organizations that help people on a day-to-day basis. You know, because there's larger organizations that raise money for the cure, which is great because we need it, but we need to focus on those people that are helping people who can't get out of bed. You know, I had those moments where I had to stop taking medication just to make it to the doctor's office. You know, it's a struggle. So with those organizations, there's an organization, Seven Butterflies. She has an organization that has people come in and help you clean your home if you need it after you get out the hospital, because it takes so long for your body to recover from all that different medication they just push through you, and then what you got to do at home, there's no way you can just get up and go other than just lay in your bed after going through that. You know, so there's just different organizations like that. Raquel is another lupus organization. She helps people who, Bishop Rebecca, that's her name, Bishop Rebecca. She helps people feel beautiful from the outside in, because discoid lupus is another form of lupus where the skin turns different types of colors. It looks like a big rash on your face. You know, some people have sores and different things like that. You know, you just don't feel beautiful. You know, so she has an organization that does like a spa women's pampering type of thing. She does it for men as well, you know, and she fixes you up and you just feel glamorous, because every lady loves her hair done, her makeup done, feel like the princess for a day. And that helps you, you know, so you're not spiraling down into that depression. You know, she helps pick it up that way.
And your next event is going to be when?
We do have an event. We have a model competition coming up in May, actually, the 19th and the 20th. I've modeled for 15 plus years. That was my out, you know? So I modeled locally here for several different fashion shows, a couple of magazines, and that was my thing. I stopped for a little while and I missed it so much I got back into it. So that's how I've actually been able to reach people. And so with the model competition, it's able to reach out there to them and show them who they are on the inside, because of the different categories we have where they show their personality out to the person, to the audience, you know. And then of course we have our prizes at the end that are very juicy.
So the youngest person, what age have they been that has been diagnosed with lupus that you have dealt with?
I didn't deal with her personally. Her mother reached out to me. She was about 4 or 5 years old, and she was on steroids. She was the cutest thing in the world, but the fact that she had to be on steroids, it blew her up real big. So everything about her was just chunky, as cute as she was, but to have her body go through all that severe stuff, at such a young age. She was about 4 or 5 years old.
And the oldest has been what age?
60.
60. So look at
No, I take that back. My mom is 62. Yeah, 62. She doesn't look her age. I forget.
So look at the camera, and there's someone that may just be watching who has a child that has been diagnosed, or maybe it's even themselves that's been diagnosed with lupus, and there's just been no help. Help them.
Okay. It is not the end of the world. The pain, how do I say that? The pain can go away. You can be delivered. You can find a way to exist and to help other people, because there is purpose in your pain. It's hard to see sometimes because you go through so much, but when you focus more on the positive, you can see how priceless you are, that you were trusted to go through something that nobody else was trusted to go through, because no one can walk your path but you. No one can tell your story like you do, and somebody is waiting to hear your story just so they can make it through. We don't want to lose another Loopy because you're too scared to speak. We're waiting on you. We want to love you so that you can love us.
Give them your information once again.
You can reach us at the GibsonLupusRC.net. That number is 832-856-0341. And we're on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm under the Loopy Chick on the go because I'm always on the go. So being an advocate and a consultant for lupus, you can reach us through Instagram, through Facebook, through email, through website, and the phone number. GibsonLupusRC.net, 832-856-0341.
I just want to thank you so much for taking out the time to bring this awareness. I want you definitely coming back, and let's do some more programs, because this needs to be told. Your story needs to be told.
Amen.
And we need to know that there is hope, that there is health, and there is healing.
Yes.
That lupus is not the end of your life, but it can be the beginning of a healed journey.
Yes.
And so I just thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
Please continue to share. Get your book out.
Yes.
And that way we'll be able to have more testimonies of the goodness, the grace, the favor of God.
Amen.
So remember, something good is about to happen.
Yes.
And I want you to know, when you watch this next week, as you turn on next Thursday night, that my birthday is Friday, February 9th. You can actually go to Amazon. Both of my books are already Shattered Mirror. You can go to my website, www.scarfree03ministries.com. You can go to Amazon, and it's Shattered Mirror, Life of Despair by Dr. Sugar Trask. And I have a birthday special, a gift to give each and every one of you. Both of the books you can get for $20.18. 2018 in the Hebrew is the year of the open gate. So there's many gates that's going to be open. There's many gates that's going to be open for you and for you that are watching. This is the year of prophecies and promises that's going to come to pass in your life. So remember what someone has prophesied over you. Remember the promises that God has already given you. And it's also the year of reevaluation. Reevaluate your life with Christ, your position with Christ. Reevaluate your marriage, your children. Reevaluate your health, your weight. Reevaluate your own dreams and visions. Get out of the closet some of those books. Get out of the closet some of the things that you have written down and you've asked God for. Just reevaluate also the goodness of God and what He's already done for you. He's already healed you. He's already set you free. He's already delivered you. So just know that this year, as these gates open, There's promotion. There's houses that's going to be paid for. There's going to be houses given. There's going to be cars given. So if God is doing it for others, why not do it for you? Just say, I'm next. I'm next. I'm next. Because you're next. And God wants to just show up, and he wants to show out everything that he has for you. Besides that, he chose you. You didn't choose him. He chose you to show him off in every area of your life. And just remember, something good is about to happen. And until next time, be blessed.